Hey guys, it's Black Hat 975 coming at you live, and today, first, your boy got a new microphone. Hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Second, we're going to be talking about toxic people in your life. Let's get started. Alright, so I'm talking about toxic people in your life today. And the reason this is part of self-care, even though this is like most of you thinking about yourself, the people that we surround ourselves with do make a big impact on who we become or how our situation turns out overall, right? What the thoughts we get from the people around us. It's kind of like a nature versus nurture thing. You may have heard of that before. Basically, it just means, are we of who we are of our own natural being, or are we what we are made from our environment? Now, I am of the belief that it's a little bit of both, but today we're talking about toxic people in our lives, people that are bad for us, whether we know it or not. I'm talking about trying to identify that and adjusting to remove them from our lives if necessary, or adjusting the way we approach those people. And the reason I've made this topic, or decided to go about this topic today, is because of the Will Smith incident with Chris Rock. That is all over the place with the Oscars and stuff like that. So I'm not going to discuss really the slap or anything like that. I'll say I don't think it's right to hit people, especially over a joke, especially from a person whose job it is to tell jokes. You've been laughing at their jokes for 20 years, and now all of a sudden it's not fun. I don't really think that's up for debate. Hitting people is wrong, but I do think what is interesting that we should be looking at today is the effect that toxic people or toxic traits or people that are bad for you can have on your life. We're going to do that by looking at change in. If you look in the Oscar video, which I don't think I can play for copyright reasons, you'll see that there's a joke. He laughs about it. Will Smith laughs about it. He then notices that his partner is not happy with the joke and is very upset at the joke. And then Will Smith just turns into a monster, walks up to somebody who's known for 20 plus years and smacks him in the face. I mean, it takes a lot to hit a person. Some people less, some people more, but when you're smiling and then you see someone and you go from smiling to pure anger, something's wrong there. It's not something that you can talk about. Imagine this. Imagine I was smiling, talking to you, having a great time. We're holding a conversation. It's going great. Someone walks in this room and I go, grumpy old man Black Hat. That's not very good, right? Something is wrong there. And I think we see that in this Will Smith case where we see a person go from laughing and giggling and either dealing with it how they naturally would deal with it, saying, alright, I'm going to play through this situation and I'll talk to Chris about it later. Or, not discussing anything, not feeling any way about it, to going, now, I'm bad man, I hurt. That's a toxic behavior we're seeing coming out from the person around Will, in this case, I think it being his wife. Does that mean it's a bad thing to stick up for your wife or anything like that? No. But is that definitely showing some toxicity coming from that person? When anyone wants you to hurt someone else on their behalf, that shows not only weakness on their behalf, but they're trying to use you for things that they can't do, right? And that's definitely a toxic behavior. So, unfortunately, this is the time where I need you to sit there and think, is there anyone toxic in my life that I should try to either find a new way to approach? So with someone like your wife, and you're like, I can't just get rid of my wife, man. Just because she sucks doesn't mean I can, get out of here, lady. Well, you can, but there's a lot more that goes into that, right? There's a lot more judgment calls. But in cases like that, when we can't say, all right, look, you're not bad for me. This is not what I want in my life. I don't want to go eat, Chick-fil-A. Like, let's say your best friend, your best girlfriend, she loves Chick-fil-A, but you're trying to hit that diet for that salad we was talking about. Yes, sir. But she wants to go to Chick-fil-A, and you can't afford those $8 salads because you got to make them at the house. I understand that. So let's say that was happening. You might say, hey, look, well, I respect that you want to go to Chick-fil-A. I don't want to eat Chick-fil-A. I would rather do this. Or can we try something different? There's ways to approach that before you just get rid of a person out of your life. So I don't think you should just get rid of people. They are important. They are of value in helping you become the person you're going to become. So I don't think necessarily getting rid of someone for something that doesn't align with yourself, more so than you should try to understand a person, try to come to reasons and make a conscious effort to understand why that person does the way they do. Maybe they think that you love Chick-fil-A and that's why they keep going there. They're just trying to make you happy and they don't know any different. But I think there's a lot of things at play there that can make that difference, and you need to look for that in your life. Opportunities to better clarify your relationship with someone so that they understand where you stay and you understand where they stay at. I mean, like where you're at in levels of life. And, you know, if you're like, okay, I've tried to reason with this person and they're still not good for me, you have to be willing to say, this isn't good enough, this is not what I want for myself, and respect yourself and walk away. And I'm not going to suggest anything about Will Smith in this case, it's his own life. But I think, you know, those kind of methods, thinking about how he could talk with his wife and stuff like that, would play a better role into that. And you should think about that as well. Sit down and think about that. You know, really don't say, oh yeah, I've already tried it, Taylor. I know how this goes. She laughs at me and tells me to go away. You know, think about what have you tried, what haven't you tried, and if you realize, hey, all these talking things aren't doing it, maybe it's something different. Maybe it's needing attention more than talking. Maybe it's gifts or something of that nature that they need. But if you're like, I've given her gifts, man, I've taken her out, I've done all this stuff. Now what? I have to be willing to say, you know, is this something I'm willing to suffer for? And if I'm suffering, what am I suffering for? Because there are things we get to suffer for. It feels like your kids, then you might have to suffer for that. But there's no reason to suffer, and you're suffering just because you're scared to move on with your life, like a girlfriend or in something different from that. It's time to wake up. Time to realize that you're worth something, and that it's time to start cutting toxic people out of your life. Hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please drop a like below. And if you watched the end, thank you so much. Let me know what you think about the new mic below, and I hope you have a great day.